Hello everybody and welcome to the Queen of Coins Tarot, YouTube's least camera ready channel. I'm Tina, I am the Queen of Coins. I'm so excited you're here. I really appreciate y'all, especially those of you who have viewed my live and said kind things about the fact that I didn't know how to turn off the live. I didn't, it was my first one. I don't know why this box won't open. Guys, there's a lot of flim-flam going along, and Charles was counting on that. I really honestly believe at this point that he was counting on people to be like confused and wanting to believe the best in him, and then realizing that he had abused the trust. And his apologists have rushed out to say, oh no, he really didn't know. Honey, listen, come on now. Let's be serious. Sorry, that was loud. My father-in-law's old desk. No. It takes months to get this government, all governments, any government to approve anything or be on board with anything. No. Harry didn't just decide one day to, I'm going to, move to the Cotswolds near my Uncle Charles Spencer. No. This is baloney. We are being fed a line of baloney. At first I was like, oh my gosh, Charles must not have known that's what he said. But no. You see, that news dropped, that article, that declaration dropped Florida water as soon as all the other news dropped of, Harry and Meghan are moving back to Britain. No, they're not moving back to Britain. The children are going to go to school. Meghan's going to live in California. They're keeping the house there. It's half in, it's half out. It's exactly what they wanted in the beginning. Don't kid yourselves. We all know it's a lie now. It's just like Charles, very much, and then of course it came out today. Well, he's delighted to see his California grandchildren more. Of course he is, right? You know that. I mean, right? Anything to upset the Waleses. Oh, sorry, that's how I feel. So anyway, you people from England, you're my cousins. You know I love you. You know that I'm of one mind with you. I want to see you respected and treated well between the immigration and the Muslim and the Islamization and everything else that Charles has been involved in. If his lips are moving, he is not telling the truth. He knew. This has been on the table since Natalie Maines met with Tobias, whatever his name is, or Tobin Andre, or whatever. So no, this is not a surprise to Charles. Anyway, I am the Queen of Coins. I don't know anything. This is just fun and speculation. We don't get our panties in a bunch over tarot. It's fun, it's entertainment, it's gossip. I meet y'all at the back fence, and I would just chat with you outside, but guys, only an enemy would keep their people that they know outside right now in Dallas. We just went to a Mexican restaurant and I had a couple of glasses of wine and some quesadillas. Don't drink and divine, kiddies, as I've said 100 times. We would usually only sit out on the patio. Tonight it was like, no, thank you for letting us sit at the bar. But football season, and I don't mean football de soccer. I don't mean soccer as the world may call it. I mean American football with a pigskin is not that far off. Thank God. That's the beginning of fall for us Americans. But anyway, guys, I don't blame y'all for being annoyed. My cousins, my beloveds over in England, my Lord, the flim flam artist has been at it again. So y'all have asked me a lot of great questions, and I want to get to those. I want to see how Charles is in himself tonight. I think he feels great. I think he feels like he's pulled one off. I want to know how William feels. He has to know his father is not operating the way his grandmother did. That's all I'm going to say. I think I want to know, did he know? Did Charles know that they were coming back? Of course he knew. But anyway, we're going to test it. We're going to ask the cards. I think the Queen would be beside herself. They don't even have to offer an apology. They talked about offering an apology. They floated that out there, but there's no apology for calling the British people racist, for charging them for this outrageously expensive wedding that they did not need because it was her third marriage. She couldn't have children, except by adopting them or whatever. The whole thing has been a flim-flam, and Charles has known this. But it's his darling boy. So I want to know, did he know that they were coming back? Of course he did. I want to know if Camilla knew. I mean, is that why she rushed out this thing yesterday about, oh, poor sick Charles? You know, my husband has prostate cancer, which apparently is what Charles has. You know, you don't get hung on the cross for that, okay? You don't. Just get on with life. And I'm sorry for him. I am. But you know what? A lot of us are dealing with it, okay? Guys, death in reverse. Guys, this cannot have been a secret. Get your PSA checked often and frequently. And if you give blood, that's going to be the number, maybe a possible way to help keep your PS numbers down. Apparently, you know, my husband was a frequent blood giver. It's not a lot of fun, guys, if you're going through it. I get it. But he's had the best health services in the world. No other British family gets what they get. I mean, we cannot hold the British people up over him having prostate cancer when a lot of people are dealing with that and they don't get immediate services. I read somebody the other day in, was it England or Canada? It was in Canada. She said she had a piece of glass in her thumb and she can't see a specialist for 6 months to get it removed. No, that is not a reality for Charles. Okay, so don't. He's had his prostate checked routinely, and the fact that they caught it last year or whatever means that it was caught. Okay, a lot of people, I mean, the fool in reverse. A lot of people don't have that luxury. Okay, my husband had every single marker involved when his got caught. So no, you don't get a pass because you have prostate cancer. I thought he had something maybe like blood cancer like the Queen had. I mean, come on, the woman soldiered on. What? Wasn't she meeting Liz Truss but 4 days before she died or something? Come on, don't give me that. He knew. I want to know if Camilla talked about this because she's trying to get sympathy. Did she get trotted out to get sympathy for Charles so that people wouldn't be so hard on him because, you know, he obviously knew that Harry was coming back. Of course he did. Is Harry deliberately causing division? You know he's going to start showing up at William's stuff, at Catherine's stuff. He's going to send Meghan out to show up at her stuff. They're going to run a rival court. You know they are. I mean, they've done it before, so this is nothing new. I want to know if Meghan's causing division on purpose. Is this her? We know there's a lot of shady people hanging around Meghan. Marcus Anderson is one. There are others. Doria, is this them trying to get near the throne and take it over? We've all known it. And y'all keep writing me the Empress in reverse. This has been coming up all week long about Meghan. And I know that some people read it as Diana, but I don't. I think it's Meghan and her manifesting. Anyway, I hate when people lie. Just be honest. Just be honest. Lord, that's my family upstairs in the attic, where I probably am going to have to move when the house next door goes down and starts getting built. It's also sketchy. Charles has done nothing but lie. And unfortunately, I was really like inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt because of how fast it happened. But as I thought about it, I was like, no. You have to have Ravik involved. You have to have the government involved. A prince cannot just show up, because the original details of the Sandringham thing was he was supposed to have 28 days. Prince Harry's supposed to give 28 days to show up. The kids have got to start school. They knew. I want to know, did Ravik, I mean, are they activated for this? Do they know that they're fixing to be on the hook for a prince, a new prince? They've got so many people they need to be looking at. Are the suits just electric today? I mean, are they just so happy because they pulled this off? And then kind of blamed it on the stupidity of the British people, because they're like, oh no, we didn't know anything. Nobody knew anything. This doobie prince and his American wife somehow or another pulled this off without us knowing it. How does poor Catherine feel? She can't do wrong for doing right. I mean, and now this stalker is being installed right next door to, you know, Charles and Uncle Charles. And I think, you know, anyway, some of y'all have asked me about the Nostradamus prophecy, if Charles is going to be the last king. Well, you can see how that would happen. He's doing everything he can to tear the monarchy apart. I want to know, what is the outcome of this? I want to know what Diana thinks. I mean, she said he was not fit to be king, and he's not. Eight of Swords in reverse. That has come up all week for Meghan. And I know everybody keeps saying, oh, well, they're broke, blah, blah, blah. But then I heard tonight, no, they're actually not broke. They're not broke. Come on, broke is how you and me live. They don't know broke. Trying to figure out if you can afford a nice dinner, or you have to go to Chick-fil-A, that's broke. Or you have to fry up a bologna sandwich on the stove. That's broke. Don't give me that. They have a home in Portugal that they're either renting or they've bought, or time sharing or whatever. That's money. You gotta pay for the upkeep. She's not giving up the house in Montecito because they're going to do this half in, half out. And as soon as the snow falls in the Cotswolds, she's going to yeet herself out of there. Meghan. No, this is lies. It's flim-flam. Harry just wants to compete with William and make sure that his kids have got the appropriate education to be in the line of succession. And Charles ain't going to pull them out, even though they don't deserve to be there. Anyway, I've talked enough. Sorry, somebody's going to write me and say, you talked too long. I do. And thanks to all of y'all who joined me today for the live and have commented. I'll do another one soon as I can figure out how to turn the thing off and on. Okay, Charles. Oops, sorry guys, I gotta put y'all down. Okay, Charles, William. Of course that's the cross, all right, William. Did Charles know? Of course he knew. But let's test the cards. Did Camilla know? I mean, come on. Is Harry causing division on purpose? Is Megsy causing trouble on purpose? Of course they are. Did Ravik, are they making special provisions? You know they are. What about the suits? Are they just giddy with joy? What about Catherine? Poor Catherine. God bless her. A true British rose and works her buns off. And then this is this, right? You know. A usurper wants her throne. And the outcome. What does Diana have to say? Okay, guys. To the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Desperately hoping for happy families. And they're not going to get it. That's not a good sign. Oh, guys. We're using the Daydream Tarot deck, okay? I mean, I don't know. The Tower. The Tower means things are falling down. Wouldn't surprise me if things fall down around Charles. He's made a mess of every single decision in his life. And then the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is also happy families. And, you know, seeking joy and happiness and manifestation. And so we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Cups up, and then the Tower. That's an interesting bit of underlying energy. Okay, so how is Charles? Oh, the Sun. Everything in life is going his way. Finally, he gets his darling boy back, and everybody believes that he did not know that this was happening, and he's coming off like a rose. He's so happy. He's so happy the children are coming, and he can make Prince William's life a misery because he never got over the fact that Prince William looks like Diana, defended his mother, and wasn't thrilled that Camilla was going to take his mother's place. I'm sorry, there's the psychopathy. Two of Pentacles in reverse. You know, basically he had to make decisions whether it was going to be William or Harry, and he picked Harry. Two of Pentacles is, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't make a decision. I'm all flim-flammy. Well, he is the ultimate flim-flam artist, Charles, and he picked Harry. I mean, he did. I'm sorry, but he did. Can y'all see that better on the back? Okay. Did Charles know that Harry had returned? Seven of Pentacles. We've gotten this all day, guys. This is about sowing the seeds. Charles was very much involved in sowing the seeds. Don't believe anybody who tells you that he wasn't involved. This has been going on for years. He said, basically he felt like he just needed to, you know, he hired this guy who felt like it was okay. They just needed to crack the boys' heads together. I don't know that William's head cracks. But I do think that Charles is going to put Harry and Meghan on the balcony. And that William and Catherine may yeet off and go, there's only so much William's going to put up with being around stalkers around his wife and children when he knows it's a danger. He's just not going to do it. This is planting the seeds with Natalie Maines and the meeting with Tove and Andre and everything else. Charles is behind this. Not only did he know, but he's behind it. So don't tell me, oh, this was such a shock. No. Things don't happen for a king that the government doesn't know about and the suits don't know about. Did Camilla know? I'm just asking. The Empress. Not only did she know, but she and Meghan talked about it. And if anybody knows how to clean up their reputation, it's Camilla. So all this, she protects the king. She was protecting the king. That's why she rushed out yesterday, got trotted out to talk about his cancer. Oh, the poor king. You know, he's got cancer. Yeah, well, so does my husband have prostate cancer, so whatever. No, you're not special just because you're a king. And supposedly your blood is bluer than mine. You know, you're more special than me. No. And by the way, I didn't need Prince Harry over here talking to the veterans, our veterans in DC today, while all this was blowing up in the UK. Manage your own veterans. Respect your own veterans. Leave mine alone. Leave this country's alone. You don't belong here anymore. You have yeeted yourself back out of here. You're a traitor to your own country. Don't be a traitor to mine. Because you never served here, so I don't care. And we don't recognize princes and princesses here, so just go on with your bad self. Is Harry creating division on purpose? This is the Temperance card. Typically in reverse, it means that it's like the devil, basically. Temperance, he's trying to show himself as an angel. He's stirring people up. He's stirring everything up. Yeah, no, really and truly, this is more reverse. Sorry, guys, I'm drinking tea because I had wine at dinner. Is Megan causing trouble? Ooh, judgment. She does not like that the English people have judged her. She's going to take her revenge on Catherine and the kids. Her kids are going to be number one. Period. You cannot tell me that the Temperance, Empress, and the Sun and Judgment, these are all major arcana along with the Tower. We're sitting on a powder keg here. But as far as King Charles is concerned, as long as he gets what he wants, he doesn't care. The how do you say, the reaction, the results, doesn't matter to him. He got what he wanted. Ravek. Tell me about Ravek. Ooh, Ten of Swords. This is ruin for Ravek. As far as they're concerned, it's like, now what do we do? We didn't want to give them protection, but now Harry's going to be like chirping constantly. And of course, Charles believes that the boys should be equal. And the grandkids especially equal. Charles is going to be all over Ravek. Don't believe anybody that tells you different. What about the suits? Are they just giddy? Ooh, Eight of Wands. They worked hard on this. Incoming. They worked hard on this. This is their dream come true. They worked hard on this. Incoming, there's no other way. And we got this yesterday. This is joy. They succeeded. They had done what they were hired to do. What about Catherine? How does she feel today? Three of Wands. There were three of us in this marriage. I mean, she feels like she's living through Diana's nightmare. And it's kind of all happening all over again. There's so much energy in this. It's Pippa, Catherine, James. They just don't understand why a family can just eat on each other like the royals do. But also, she's like, she's got her own 3 kids to protect. George, Charlotte, Louis. They're making their lives an absolute hell. I mean, you don't go from the 8 of Wands down to the 3 of Wands without being a reduction in power. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be gentle, but it's annoying. The lies are annoying. I hate to be lied to. What about the outcome and what does Diana think? 6 of Pentacles. Okay, this is giving. This is the giving card. Gimme, 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 gimme. Harry wins. He gets everything from his daddy. I mean, that's what it is. Gimme, 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 gimme. He's still this little boy trapped forever. And it's not so much about his mother's death as it is about him. He's figured out that chink in his father's armor. All he has to do is be the little boy forever. My darling boy, as Charles calls him. And it's annoying, to be honest with you, for us who have been victim to, how do you say, narcissistic people. It's annoying. 8 of Cups in reverse is the conclusion card, or one of the conclusion cards. 8 of Cups in reverse. Seven of Wands in reverse, such a heavy burden. Can't, you know, it's getting heavy. And the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is walking away from disappointments and sadness and decisions that you've made that weren't productive, which of course was moving to America, having a strop because Meghan couldn't be equal to Catherine because she's not equal to Catherine. That's not the way the monarchy works. That's what all these cards are lined up to. That's why they dashed off. But now they're supposedly they've gotten themselves into trouble with the Montecito residents and also maybe our government. They made a huge mess. The next upcoming, just for curiosity, is the Magician in reverse. This is sleight of hand, lies. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which is money, seeking money, the journey for money, and the Seven of Cups, which is feeling like somebody owes you something. That's what I'm feeling off of this. But as conclusion cards, this Five of Pentacles really stands out to me in reverse. Five of Pentacles is being on the outside, not being allowed in. They're turning that around. Seven of Wands in reverse. All of these are cards that are being turned in reverse. They're turning their circumstances around. Don't believe for 1 minute that Charles didn't know, because he did. Bravik knew and the government knew. Now, interestingly, there are no pages on here. There are no children. That's weird, isn't it? Where are the children? But anyway, okay, so let me fill y'all in on some mailbag. As you know, I've been remonetized. So if you want to join my memberships for healing sessions and whatnot, because I do them daily or weekly for healing, look through the choices and please feel free to join one. Let me think, what else do I need to talk about? Oh, daily audio readings are at tinaleonard.com. No, tinaleonardshop.com. Sorry. And so if they're bought by 4 o'clock, I can get them out to you. Thank you for everyone who said nice things about my live, my first live, or try another one tomorrow, I think. That was crazy. I'm going to try it again and not be so scared, but also, you know, just see if I can, although I've got babysitting duties for the next 2 nights, and I've got to go to the chiropractor tomorrow and try to get my back straightened out. So who knows how much I'll be able to do. But let's see. I'm so grateful for all of y'all who said nice things. Also, my Halloween cloth may arrive tomorrow, and then I can replace this lovely scarf that I've put on here. What else do I need to tell y'all? Let me think. What other mailbag? Y'all keep telling me about the Nostradamus prediction of Charles being the last king. It wouldn't surprise me. He's making a horrible hash of the thing. I mean, you can always feel the Queen and Philip just kicking in their graves. Like, why are you rolling back the Sandringham Summit? But anyway, that's not my problem. That's theirs. What else I'm trying to think of what else anybody's asked me. Yes, I am monetized again. Thank you for everyone's support. Gosh, I know there were other things. We'll find out in the next few days. I'm sure we're going to hear more and more. Where's Doria in all this? Where's Marcus? I mean, there's got to be still 3 in this marriage. Harry, stay away from our veterans. If you're going home, then yeet yourself on out of America and don't worry about our veterans. I know that Charles just needs to give you a little a tiny position and you'll get full protection again as a royal. Like all he has to do is give you like a, you know, cookie queens in Britain, you know, representation or something, and you'll show up there once a year, and then you get to charge the British people £3 million for your protection and your skaggy wife's protection. Yeah, that's for them over there. That's for my British cousins and Ravek and their government to decide. You don't need to mess with enough with the fakery, okay? We don't do princes and clowns over here, okay? So yeet yourself way back over there, since that's what you've decided to do. Leave our veterans alone. Every member of my family has served in the military except for my husband and my son, although he has worked at the VA. But every single member, whether it was my father, my stepfather, my uncles, whatever, has served. So I'm kind of not feeling warm and friendly about you using our veterans for your desire to be a roving ambassador so that you can compete with the Waleses, because that's what it is. You're just trying to find one little thing where you can just show up, or your wife can show up, or copy everything that Catherine does, because she's proven to be a stalker. Oops, I hope I don't get kicked off. I just got remonetized. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe. I don't know if I have hypes now. Again, now that I'm remonetized, somebody tell me if the hype button is available again. Visit my lives when they come out, and what else? Oh, yes, if you want to be a member of my memberships for healings, they're in there now, finally, they're back. And TinaLeonardShop.com for daily audio readings, and TinaLeonard.com if you're wanting to read about my old romance novels that I wrote so long ago. But I was a USA Today and New York Times best-selling author, so for Harlequin and so forth. So I am proud of that, but that was many, many years ago. I don't make royalties really to speak of off of those old romance novels, but you can read them and look at my life's an open book. As y'all know, who are my subscribers, who hear my kids running in and out, my grandkids running in and out. And so now I'm off to go watch some British mysteries. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.